Today we're going on the ultimate New York pizza crawl. We'll be visiting 5 South Brooklyn slice shops, all with their own unique charms. We're gonna be led by a born and bred Brooklynite who eats pizza for a living. Hope you brought your appetites. All right, Antonio, doesn't it get much better than Luigi's?
It does not. This is the place you would see in a dictionary. If you were to look up Brooklyn Pizzeria, it would look just like this.
I love making pizza. I never had to work a day in my life because this is the easiest thing I could do. And I think pizza is Brooklyn. Italian tomatoes, rich Italian tomatoes. I love using my grande. I float it on. Makes for a beautiful, incredible pie. Some olive oil, the magic of pizza. Good olive oil. 50 years of doing this. There isn't a pie that comes out of this oven that I don't look at and say, wow, I want a slice of that pie.
Look at this reward we've got. Look at this. You know, the last time I was here, I kid you not, a guy walked in and he said, I'm bringing this box to Buffalo, New York, which is like 8 hours away from my daughter.
Yeah, Luigi's, as of late, has become internationally known. This pizza is made the old school way with love. They don't cut corners here. The owner's there all the time, and that's special. That counts for something, guys.
Gio is saying how he inspects like every single pie that goes in that oven. He is a man who is serious. And look, I know in your review video you said it, almost no flop here. It's just a sturdy slice.
And you know what I look for in a pizza is a nice balanced crust. You want it crunchy, but you don't want it like a breadstick.
Let's take a bite. Oh my, I just love the flavor of this pizza, man. The cheese, the tomatoes, everything is fresh, really thin as well. This is not your standard plain slice in New York. It's unique.
Absolutely. Thinner than the typical New York slice. It's really thin. It's a lot thinner than Joe's in my opinion. Unlike other places, everybody raves about New Haven pizza. Folks, New York is where it's at.
You're not gonna find tourists here. The people that are walking in here, a lot of them live in the neighborhood. These are local places. That's what I love best about doing a South Brooklyn tour. This is the heart of Bensonhurst, right?
Where I grew up, man, it was just, everything is a stone's throw away. We didn't have Amazon back then, we didn't need it. You wanna buy sneakers, you wanna buy clothes, whatever it was, there's a place out on a Bensonhurst street.
It's changing, huh?
We didn't have Chipotle back then.
Antonio's in the zone right here because you grew up at this spot.
I feel like I'm home. Oh, the sight of that Sicilian.
You gotta have the right knuckles to make the pizza. If you don't got the right knuckles, you can't make the pizza.
I'm just admiring this right here. Getting real.
All right, bon appetit.
Thank you so much.
Bon appetit, guys, all right?
As soon as I gained the ability to walk, I've been coming here.
I see the way you're looking at this place. I see your eyes, like the nostalgia. It's just... All right, so we're just gonna pretend it's like your 8-year-old birthday party and you're right back to where you started so many years ago.
I've had more birthday parties here than in my own place. You know, we move around a lot nowadays. People go from different apartments every few years, and so these places, it's the same 4 walls, and so you walk in and it's like, oh, home.
So much cheese on top, and you were saying this is like a prototypical square slice, not like L&B, which is the upside down with the tomato on top. We got the cheese just staring right at you there.
Yeah, this is the classic quintessential New York Sicilian style. Like I said, we call it the square, but this is the main draw for many people. They want all that cheese, just more pizza.
Cheers. It's so pillowy, the texture.
So light, so light.
It kind of melts in your mouth. I've never had a slice quite like this one before.
Most square pizza in New York City is very dense and spongy. It's so rare to find it like this. Light, pillowy, crispy bottom. It ends with a massive crunch.
If people don't realize it, you run a YouTube channel where pretty much all you do is review New York pizza places. Subscribe to the channel right now if you want the lowdown like all things New York pizza, trust me.
I do exclusively pizza for a living. This guy's eating me under the table today. I haven't seen a crumb on John's plate all day thus far.
Look, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, okay? Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and if you're somebody that watches my channel, you definitely value knowledge. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring and creative classes for anyone who loves learning. Look, we're doing a pizza tour today, and I loved the class I took with Nick Anderer, Italian Chef Secrets, how to make perfect thin crust pizza. Even though I'm not much of a cook, it actually gave me a newfound appreciation for all the hard work the pizza makers in New York City have to go through. Another epic class I took was with Marquez Brownlee, YouTube Success, Script, Shoot and Edit with MKBHD. He taught me a lot about cameras and just thinking about YouTube in a different way. And the great thing about all these classes is that you can even speed up the talking rate because I know how busy you all get. The first 1,000 of my viewers to sign up using my code or link in the description will get 1 month free of Skillshare so you can explore your creativity today. Thanks a lot. L&B Spumoni Gardens, established 1939. New York City history right here.
There's no place like L&B. You feel like you're at a block party.
You guys, look at this. It's like a movie scene here. It's a Brooklyn movie scene. Everyone's just outside enjoying themselves. And I mean, it's Brooklyn, look. I've been here before. I had a great time.
When it comes to the Sicilian, some people prefer the corner, some people prefer the side slice. Some people don't want any crust. They want the full bang for your buck. Sauce, cheese, spread to the edge, and that's when you get the middle slice. Corner slice, please.
Can I do a middle?
Looks good.
I was fast, like 10 seconds. Antonio, I think it's important for people to know that L&B is the godfather of the upside down slice.
They pioneered this style, and everybody loves it because you're getting a lot of sauce, there's 2 cheeses on it, more flavor for it.
I love the spongy crust and the tomato sauce, like the flavor just jumps right out at you. A little bit sweet, pretty unique for New York City.
You don't find this style of pizza too often. There's nothing like having an upside down Sicilian at the place that pioneered this style. The sauce is the standout when you come to L&B, absolutely. I've been here, John, I can't even count the times. This was my uncle's favorite spot. These places become a part of you, become part of your life in a way that you'd never imagine.
Huge groups are here. A lot of families have brought their kids. I love that about these Brooklyn pizza spots. These are like generational destinations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's your record for L&B in one sitting?
Guys, look at me. 5 slices is nothing.
I can do 5 slices, but it's gonna knock me out for the rest of the day. That's gonna be a really long nap after. I think a mom and a grandma eating pizza in the front seat of their car. Like, doesn't get much more Brooklyn than that.
Everyone's in a rush in New York City, guys. I mean, I myself have paper plates in my glove compartment.
This is how you can tell he's serious right here. We want to show you something that you probably haven't heard of before. Lucia Pizza, Avenue X. You know, what's on Avenue X? It's got to be dirty in like the best possible way, right?
Pretty damn good food in the neighborhood of Sheepshead Bay.
Exactly. It's good. So how long have you guys been here?
4 months.
Okay.
So I've been here for 4 months, but my mother and my father had a place for like 45 years.
Okay. What was it called?
Paglioni's. Stopped in 2017, and then in the pandemic, I came back, started experimenting in mom and dad's backyard, like wood-fired stuff, mostly wood-fired stuff. That's why the dough is really light and fun. It's not a super traditional New York dough.
I mean, there's hundreds of pizza places in New York City.
Right.
How do you stand out as a new place?
I think it's also about the lineage, respectfully going back to like what my mother and my father did for so many years.
Yeah.
Always room for improvement, constantly learning new tricks as we go along.
Innovation.
Was that a little ode to DeFaro with the olive oil on top?
Yeah, I mean, Dom DeMarco over at the Fara, nobody was putting basil on pizza before him. I look for this stuff.
Just looking at this, we know this is going to be absolutely fantastic.
It takes time. Dress this pizza up, and he doesn't have to put all the grated cheese on there and that beautiful olive oil. He doesn't have to do that. In New York, you can make bad pizza and get away with it.
Hell, I'm pumped. Let's try this. I'm pumped. Crunchy from the first bite. You told me to look for that as soon as we got here. I'm loving the vodka flavor. It's just right.
And yes, I do look for that crispy first bite. I want that crispy first bite. And this pie delivers.
Maybe we're seeing the evolution of New York pizza right now because we have shown classic spots, which are gonna be here, I hope forever. You've got new spots like Lucia's here, doing some artisanal stuff, doing it a little bit different, but still staying true to the roots.
Pizza is definitely evolving, not just in New York City, but all over the world. People are taking more time to ferment their doughs. The crust looks almost wood-fired.
I have to say, like, this tastes healthy to me as well.
Good point, John. It makes it more digestible as well.
Yeah.
When you take time to ferment the dough.
I haven't been this impressed by a new spot in a really long time. You do it? You got pizza dance?
This is the pizza that makes me dance.
This sucks that this is not in Queens. Because I'd be going here every day.
For a second, I thought Ben actually hated it. Scared me.
Got you.
You know what they say, that the skinny guys can really pack it in. You would think I'd be finishing every crumb, but I gotta watch myself.
Playing the offense, playing defense.
Defense wins championships.
Offense gets the glory. Carroll Gardens, such a beautiful neighborhood. We've got some business at Baby Luke's, which is the slice shop version of Lucali. One of the most famous pizza shops, not just in Brooklyn, not just in New York, but in the entire world.
In the world, world-class pizza, absolutely. Lucali, one of my favorite pizzas.
This looks fantastic. This looks so good.
Oh, 2 slices.
Margarita?
Yes.
Yeah.
No problem, got it.
Look at this. Fresh out of the oven.
So vastly different than the other Sicilians we had earlier, right?
That's what I love about today's video, is that every spot has had a different flair to it, every single one. To be a really good cheap date spot, they have pre-made Negronis, Mezcal Negroni.
Negroni and pizza.
Who knew?
Really am impressed with the looks of this pizza. The last time I was here, I think I got a bad slice.
Yeah.
This is looking really, really aesthetically pleasing on all levels.
This has got kind of a little hipster element to this place. I mean, they're serving cocktails. You know, we've seen Sicilian today that was really saucy, like upside down slice.
And more traditional. This is more definitely on the artisanal side. Just look at those air pockets. Look at that. Look at that aeration. It's just so light.
There's a lot of spices, herbs. I'm tasting a lot of flavor on this, like very different than the other pizza we've had today so far. The flavor profile, completely different.
I agree, and that char has a nice smoky element to it. And it goes so well with the natural sweetness of a tomato sauce. I just love that. I just love that.
I love this scene right here. Just staring at the beautiful brownstones of Carroll Gardens. This is totally a vibe.
Yeah, if I had to pick one place in the city to live in, this neighborhood makes top 3 at least. Guys, before I sit down, I just gotta go 1 notch less on the belt. We had quite a few slices of pizza today.
Or just do what I do and not have a belt, period. That helps a little bit.
Yeah, when you hang out with John and do a pizza crawl, leave your belt at home.
You know, Queens doesn't get enough love for pizza fanatics visiting New York. In this video right here, we check out 5 amazing pizza places in Queens. You'd be crazy not to visit these spots. Check out this video right here.